Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a fun little reading vlog. I feel like I haven't done a reading vlog in a hot minute, but we're going to be reading books that I have been scared to read, books that have been intimidating me. I have a few books on my TBR, whether it's on my physical TBR or like on the Kindle, that I have been wanting to read for a very, very long time, but I've literally been terrified. And whether that's because it's just a long book, or I've heard cringy things about it, or it's gotten bad reviews. There's multiple reasons as to why I've been scared to read these books, but it is time to tackle them. It is time to finally get around to reading them. The one that we're going to be starting with is the one that I've been most scared to read, and that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why I've been scared to read this. It's a longer book, and I don't mean like super long. I've read so many books longer than this. This is only like 500, I think it was like 530 something pages. And I've read all the Crescent City books and like Kingdom of Ash and stuff. So this really isn't that long. And I don't know why I'm scared of it. I think another reason may be because I've read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. That's the other book I've read by V.E. Schwab, the only other book I've read by her. And although I didn't love it, it was still pretty good. I think I rated it maybe like 3.5, 4 stars. I just got a little bored in that book, and I think this book is kind of the same way. This one does have more point of views. I think there's like 3 or 4 point of views. It says 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. So yeah, toxic lesbian vampires. I know that Heather McLary and Ellen Catherine, I think is her name. They both rated this book 5 stars, and it was their top book of 2025. So I know that people love this book, and people are saying that it's like the best book from V.E. Schwab they've read. So I need to read it. And also, this is a signed edition. It has this little sticker on it. I'll show y'all. Look at that. V.E. Schwab herself signed it. I got this for like $10 on Mercari, believe it or not. I had a like they gave me like a free $10 voucher on there, and I believe this was like $10 or $15. I also had a credit, I think, from like selling a book on there. So I basically got this for free on Mercari, and it's just been sitting on my shelf for, I don't even know, 4 or 5 months. So we're going to get around to this first. I'm kind of scared, but I'm also really excited. I have no idea what this is going to be like, but this is what we're going to start with. I have a feeling I know what the second book is going to be. We're going to read 2 or 3 books in this video. I have a feeling I know what the second book is going to be, but I'm not going to share that with y'all yet. I think it's on my Kindle. It's on Kindle Unlimited, but we will wait until I finish Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil before I tell y'all what the second one's gonna be. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get started reading. I need to take a shower here soon. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and let's get right into it. I'm on page, I think 26. Yeah, I'm on page 26, which I think is like chapter 3. I'm not sure how these are numbered, if they're like Roman numerals or something, but the first 2 chapters were set in the 1500s. I forgot to say, I'm really clicking with this book. I feel like it's rare that you can be only 26 pages into something and it's already clicking with you, but I'm already very intrigued and I want to know what happens. Okay, back to what I was saying. The first 2 chapters were set in the 1500s. It was about this girl named Maria, and she lived in this little village in Spain, and we kind of learned about her family. She didn't have like the best family members. They were, rude to her and just not the best home life. This caravan came into town, and there was this woman in there who was just a little bit off, and so the town started to speculate that she was a witch that came into their town, and that's also what Maria thought too. We don't really get that many interactions between them, but Maria ends up getting married off to this guy, which she makes it seem like it was actually her idea, but when it comes to it, she's making her family think like it was their idea, if that makes sense. So I think she's just trying to get out of this little town. It kind of ends there, when she's married off and she leaves the village, but we just jumped forward, and I've already read the chapter, but the last chapter, we jumped forward to Boston in 2019, and there's a girl named Alice who, I think she's 18 years old, and she's at university, and I don't know how it connects yet. I know there's vampires in the book. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that Alice this girl in present time is either Maria or that witch who came into the town. I don't know. It has to be something like that. Like, I'm just gonna guess that this is kind of like the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, to where it goes back and forth between past and current time, but it's like the same people. I don't know, but I'm having a good time with it. I love how this book is like a dark, and I don't mean like the color, but like a darker like fantasy book, and I'm using a bright pink Ali Hazelwood bookmark. We're finally getting to the point in the book where it's actually starting to revolve around vampires. So the two main girls in the book, Maria, the one from Spain in the 1500s, and then Alice, the girl at the university in 2019, they are now both vampires. They have both been turned into vampires. We're kind of seeing, we're still in like the first few chapters after they were turned, but we're seeing them get used to their new body. One of the girls is like really confused, while the other one is now, she kind of had like a time jump of 10 years into being a vampire, but the other girl, she's still like, what is happening to me? Like trying to get used to literally being a vampire now and not breathing, not being alive technically. And it's still really good. I'm just confused on how long this book is. Like I'm probably like a fourth of the way through. I still have this much to go. And it's a little daunting. It really is. Like, I'm on page 146 right now, and there's just still so much to go. So that's a little scary, but I have a feeling we're gonna get introduced to like another girl too, because I feel like when I read the synopsis, there were 3 timelines, and so far we've only seen 2 timelines. I think there's one more in like London. So I'm just waiting to get introduced to like another character, but so far pretty good. Just not enjoying it as much as I was in the very beginning, but I just feel like it's a little bit all over the place with like the different timelines, the different point of views, because we're not really getting this anymore. But in the beginning, each timeline also had different point of views, but we haven't really had that now. Like now it's literally just like Maria from the 1500s and what's her name? Alice from 2019, if that makes sense. I am on page, I think 312. Yeah, 312. I put into Fable a few chapters ago, like what page number I was on then, and I was 57% of the way through, so I'm probably more like 60 now. I'm having a lot better of a time than I was 100 pages ago. I will admit, between pages like 150 and 250, I was pretty bored. I was like, how am I supposed to get through another like 300 pages of this book? It was not going well for me. I'm happy to say that I'm liking it more now. We have started to get the third point of view of another girl, which I was really confused about in the beginning. I was like, who is the third girl that because they interact with so many people in like this story and like throughout their point of views. I was like, who is the third girl gonna be? Because obviously it was Sabine, which, by the way, oh my God, I didn't even tell y'all that. When I say Sabine from now on, I mean Maria, the girl from Spain in the 1500s. She changed her name to Sabine, so same character, but I'm gonna be calling her Sabine now. So we still have Alice in 2019. Her point of view is moving so slowly. Like, we're still in the first like 24, 48 hours from when the book started. Sabine's is moving a lot faster. Like, when the book started, she was in the 1500s in Spain. She's now in like the 1800s in London. So hers is moving quite a bit faster. And now we're getting Charlotte's point of view, which I don't want to go into like too much detail about who is who and how they're connected and stuff, because if you haven't read it, then I don't want to spoil it for you. But I don't know whose point of view I like the most. I feel like it switches, like with every like story each character has. I don't know how to explain that, but I'm bouncing back and forth on like who is my favorite one. But all their stories are finally starting to kind of like come together. Alice and Charlotte are now intertwined in 2019, but we're also getting the point of view of Sabine and Charlotte being intertwined in like the 1800s. So it's starting to get pretty cool. I'm really enjoying Alice's just because it's taking place in like a modern time, and I don't know, it's like her being a college student, finding out she's a vampire, and like trying to find other people who are also vampires, and like she's finding out that they're just ordinary people walking around every day like doing normal things. And it's making me think, I'm like, what if there are vampires like walking past me at the grocery store? You know, like what if they're real? I am a firm believer. I think that there are other things out there than just people. Like I'm a big alien believer, ghosts, love all that stuff. So it's just like getting me thinking, like, what if we were interacting with vampires every single day and we don't even know? I don't know. Just something to think about, because that's what I've been thinking about. Anyway, I'm having a good time. Ideally, I'd like to finish it tomorrow night, but I think I have like 200 pages left. So we will see, but yeah, I'm having a great time so far. I only have 100 pages left in the book. I'm on page 452. I only have a very, very little bit left. I'm still loving it. I really, really am. We are getting more of less Sabine now and more Charlotte. I feel like Charlotte's been the main character for like the last, I don't know, like Zeus, you're gonna make my camera fall. Charlotte's really been the main character for the last like 100 pages. And they are now in the 1900s. Like they've gone through, I think, the First World War, and they're now in like the 1940s. So definitely getting very up to date with all of them. We're almost to the current timeline with all of them right now. What was funny is literally earlier, I was trying to decide what I want my next fantasy book to read because I have an Amazon gift card for like $30. And so I was like, what do I want to get? And I was looking into some different books, and I know that there's a book called like Carmilla, which was written before even like Dracula and stuff. And I've been seeing a little bit about that online, and I wanted to read it, and I think I took a video of it, but they mentioned that in this book. They also mentioned when the Titanic sank, because they were talking about leaving Europe and coming over to America, and how one of the girls had a fear of being on a boat for that long and like it sinking. She was like, and it didn't help when a few weeks later the Titanic sank. I don't know, just was not expecting that. But yeah, they mentioned Carmilla, which I do actually want to read. So that's really weird that like they mentioned that in the early 1900s in this, but like I want to read it today. I don't know. It was weird to me. Anyway, just took a shower. It is freezing. I'm going to sit here on the couch, bundle up, and I really want to try to finish this book today. I really, really do. I think I can do 100 pages. It's only, I already took my watch off because I took a shower, but it's 6:20. So I definitely think I could read 100 more pages today. We'll see if we can do it. Oh my gosh, I ended up finishing the book last night. I literally almost started filming my like wrap up of the book, and then I was like, wait, I don't even know what I'm gonna rate this yet. I knew it was gonna be at least a 4-star, but I didn't know if it was gonna be like 4, 4.25, 4.5. It was gonna be one of those three. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep on it, and then I will talk to y'all in the morning once I feel like I have more of what I think my rating's gonna be, and I think I do know. So to get into this book, the beginning did hook me right away. I did write this in my Goodreads and my Fable reviews, but the middle, which I think I did tell y'all about, the middle was a little bit boring to me. This is a longer book. I mean, I've read longer books than this, but it's 530, like 3 pages. And the middle just got a little bit slow for me. I was starting to get bored with Sabine's, actually, no, not Sabine. I started getting bored with Maria's story, which, like I said, is who Sabine used to be. I started getting really bored with her story. I feel like that one was just getting so slow, and I was like, okay, come on, guys. And once all of the girls turned vampire, Charlotte, Sabine, and Alice, once they all turned, it started to get more interesting. Sabine did annoy the hell out of me the entire book. She's evil, she's literally toxic, just like all the girlies were saying in their reviews, like Sarah and Heather and everyone else. And I think it even says toxic in the synopsis. Sabine is toxic. She's horrible. I hated her. She's evil. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about her. Charlotte, I did feel bad for. She had a really sad and tragic story, I feel like. But she also was a little bit, I don't want to say manipulative, but she did some things that I understand why people would be mad at her. And then poor dear Alice, that girl I feel so bad for. I don't know who my favorite was. I was gonna say Alice was my favorite, but I have no idea. I felt so bad for Alice. Towards the end, it was just the saddest thing ever. She wanted her old life back. She was getting lied to. She was all alone. Literally broke my heart towards the end. I think how everything came together was very beautiful. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of a dramatic ending. I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say the way that some people were killed was a little bit, or the way that one person was killed was a little bit anticlimactic to me, and just wish that we had gotten a little bit more. So all in all, I have settled in on a 4.25 for this book. I originally was going to give it 4, and then I was thinking back to, I'm trying to get better about this. I was thinking back to some of the other books that I've rated in the last few months 4 stars. And I was like, is this a book that I will remember over those books? Like, if I rated those 4 stars, will I remember this book? Like, will it have more room in my head than, like, those 4-star books? And I think it will. I think I'm going to remember the names of these characters and the stories of these characters more than some of the other books I've rated 4 stars. So I decided to bump it up a little bit, and I will be giving this a 4.25. I would recommend it. It's a long book, but it's worth it. Okay. Are y'all ready for me to announce? That sounds so proper. Are y'all ready for me to tell you what the second book is going to be? The second one is going to be Quicksilver by Callie. Is it Callie Hart? Hang on, I gotta look up. Yeah, it is by Callie Hart. This is in the Fae and Alchemy series, book 1. I believe the second book just came out, which was what, Brimstone? I don't know. I have been so scared to read this book. I haven't tried to start it multiple times, but I have clicked on it because it's been on Kindle Unlimited for a while. I have clicked on it multiple times and like read the synopsis, and like it sounded interesting, but then I saw that it was over 600 pages and I was like, absolutely not. I am not always in the mood for a fantasy book that long. I feel like it's different if it's like the second or third book in a series, but when it's the first book right off the bat over 600 pages, I'm a little bit like, do I want to read that? And the answer has always been no. So I've put it off. So since this is a book that I've been really scared to read for a long time, I decided to finally pick this up. And I actually started it last night after I finished Bury Our Bones, The Midnight Soil, because like I said, didn't want to give y'all the recap last night, so I just jumped into this book. And I'm on page 55, which I'm 12% of the way through. I'm enjoying it so far. I feel like another reason I honestly didn't want to read this book is because I saw online somewhere that there was a character with a really cringy name in this. And the way that the book is, I don't know how to explain this. The way that the book is going so far is not what I thought this book was going to be about. They are like in the desert, or they're like in the sand, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know why I thought this was going to be like a very futuristic. I don't know if it's going to change. Like it almost sounds like she's going to be sent away somewhere with what's happening right now, and maybe that will like go into like not the sand setting. I don't know why it's giving. What world was it in Super Mario? The sand one, where those little like tornado things with the balls that were like stacked up with like, you know what I'm talking about? The desert level. That's what this is giving me right now. And the name that I thought I heard was in this, I don't want to say what it is in case I'm so wrong about this book and I heard the wrong thing, but I haven't heard that name yet. So I'm like, is he coming in soon? Like, I don't know. I feel like my mind is all over the place talking about this book. It is just not what I thought it was going to be. That being said, I am enjoying it so far. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Cyrus. I need to go back and look at the pronunciation guide at the beginning. But she lives in the 3rd ward. So like this world, there's the hub, which I think is the very middle. Think of it like different rings. So there's a circle, then there's a circle outside of that circle, and then a circle outside of that circle. And the further out you get is like the lower class you are. So the queen lives in like the hub, like the main part. And so do her loyal like subjects and like the rich people and whatever. But Cyrus lives in the 3rd ward, which is, they say that the people that live in the 3rd ward are like diseased and they're very low class, and they're trying to kind of like poison them with like, they're just trying to get rid of them. What is it called? Like exterminate? I don't know. They're trying to get rid of the 3rd whatever. So this girl, she ended up fighting and killing some of the queen's guardians, which is like the you know, military whatever that protects the queen, and she stole one of their gauntlets, which is like the big like glove thing you wear, and it's made of gold, I'm pretty sure, or silver. And now basically she's in the queen's like dungeons, and the queen has now come to talk to her and was like, you're gonna be punished because you fought and killed some of my guards and you stole from me, blah blah blah. That's where I'm at right now. I feel like that was the most confusing book to try to explain, but anyway, I'm gonna shut up and keep reading. I actually do need to go to the store because we're supposed to get really bad weather this weekend, like snow and ice, so I need to go like stock up on some things. I've already read a little bit this morning, so I'm gonna take a break, go to the store, and I will talk to y'all once I get further. I'm on chapter 6 right now, and it's getting a lot better. The homegirl, main girl, she just got carried away to like a different world by Death himself, and she's now in like, I don't know, she's now like, she woke up in this other world with the Fae. And she's like really confused because in her world, Fae didn't exist. They were like a myth. They were like just fairy tale lore. And so she's like, where am I? And there's like this Fae girl sitting next to her, like being nice, you know, getting her water, being like, you're probably confused. I don't know why I hated that desert world so much, but I am already enjoying this chapter 10 times more than all the other chapters before this. And I'm only on chapter 6 right now. I'm literally on page 74. I'm literally so cold right now, but I am 56% of the way through the book. I've read a lot since I've last talked to y'all. I didn't know that there were vampires in this book. This book's not going the way that I thought it was gonna go, like at all. I don't know what way I thought the book was gonna go, but it's not this. The vampires so far aren't like a main thing, but at the same time, Kingfisher, which again, don't know if I've said this yet, but that's the name that I was referring to when I said that there was a name that was like cringy to me in this book, and that's why I didn't want to read the book. It's Kingfisher. I hate that. Anyway, Cerys is in Kingfisher's world. I don't even remember what it's called. She's in like the magical, the Fae world, and the Fae used to be vampires, so all the Fae have like the really long canines and like the fangs. And I honestly don't know what she's trying to do. She's like an alchemist. The king, Lord, like King Bellicon or something, which is Kingfisher's stepdad. They're trying to force Cerys, don't even know if that's how you say her name, so the Quicksilver is like this stuff that you can like travel through to like different like realms and stuff. And so they're trying to get her to turn the Quicksilver into something like liquid so that they can use it. I honestly have no idea what she's doing. I know it has something to do with the Quicksilver, which is like the pools that they go through to get to other places, but that's pretty much it. I really do like the banter though. They do not like each other. Like Kingfisher has been horrible to Cerys, and she's like, why do you hate me so much? But I'm in the middle of a chapter right now. They're about to get to it. I am liking it. Not my favorite fantasy book, but it's really taken me by surprise. Like I did not think vampires would be a part of this story. Let's just not talk about how I look. I just got home from a very, very long day and my hair is looking crazy. I have a pimple starting to show. Yeah, and now my dog's drinking water in the background. So I went with my sister today. She went to go get her first tattoo, and it was a really big piece. It like curled around her shoulder, and we were there for like a little over 5 hours. She just wanted me to go with her because she was really nervous and she wanted someone to like sit and talk with her. So I happily did, because I was like, I can bring my Kindle and I can read while I'm there. And like I brought us snacks and whatever. I don't remember exactly where I was, but I ended up reading probably around like 10 to 12% of the book while I was there. It was honestly just kind of hard because there was so much talking going on in the shop, and I didn't want to like put my noise canceling headphones in, but I am someone, I cannot read if people are talking, so it was just kind of difficult. But I ended up having an hour drive home because of traffic. We ended up leaving at rush hour, and normally the drive would be 30 minutes and it took an hour. So I listened to like 3 chapters on audiobook. So I'm now 86% of the way through. It says I have 2 hours and 17 minutes left. One character that I'm honestly really surprised that I like is Carrion. Carrion is also a mortal that was in oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of the mortal city. The Silver City, Vilherin or something. Oh my god, I don't know. He was accidentally brought into this like Fey world. It was supposed to be Sarris's brother, but Fisher brought Carrion back, and it was like an ex-lover of Sarris, and he's supposed to be this like irritating, funny guy, and he is really funny actually. But I think that I had a feeling from the beginning he was going to have like not even a redemption arc, because he didn't do anything horrible. Like he's not this villain in the story, but he's starting to like really help with like what they're doing. And he's just this poor innocent bystander that like mistakenly got brought into this world. I don't know, really love him. The vampire thing is also still going. I never in a million years before I read this book would have ever imagined vampires would be in this. And it's like not the vampires like that you think of. Like they're not just going out and sucking people's blood. I mean, they are, but that's not the focus of the story. I don't know. I'm liking it. Definitely not my favorite fantasy book or my favorite series. I don't know. Like I'm vibing with it. I don't know how to explain it. Like I do want to finish it. I'm excited to see what happens. And I guess that will determine if I read the second book that's out currently. But yeah, right now it's just like I'm not loving it, not hating it. Okay, wow, I ended up finishing Quicksilver last night. I read so much of this book yesterday, like the last 30 to 40%. And I've already said it, but it definitely is not my favorite fantasy book. I didn't know if I was gonna give it 5 stars or 3 stars, and I think it's gonna fall somewhere in the middle. Just did not love it. For some reason, Kingfisher, that name just like irks me. I cannot explain it. It just does, and I feel like that takes away from the book for some reason. Even though I love his character, it's like the name Fisher, just I don't like that. I don't like that. I really liked all the other characters though. I mean, I liked Kingfisher too, but I did like all of the characters. I actually really enjoyed, I don't know if it's Carrion or Carrion. I've been saying Carrion, but he was the mortal that was like accidentally brought into the Fey world that lived with Sarris in the mortal world before she was brought over. I love him. Like I'm a Carrion stan. I love that man. I really do. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. I just love him so much. And with the way that this book ended, I definitely think I will be reading the second book. I need to know what happens. And I feel like with how Carrion's story ended, he's gonna have a good story in the next book. And I don't know, I'm just really excited for that. Yeah, I just did not expect the vampires. I really did not expect the vampires to be in this. Like, I can't get over that. I cannot get over that. I thought this book was straight Fae. No. Vampires. Like, what? I thought about it. I thought about it overnight. My dog just sneezed outside. I thought about it overnight, and I think I'm gonna give it a 4 star. I was going between 3.75 and 4. I don't know. It could still change. Whenever I say ratings in videos, like right after I finished it, they're never like set in stone. Like the ratings can change. So it's gonna be somewhere around 3.75, 4 star. I'm still going back and forth on it, but did enjoy it, would recommend it. It is a very spicy book. Like the dialogue and the scenes to where they're getting down, spicy, very spicy. But yeah, that's gonna be at the end of this video. I'm really glad that we did this. I read 2 books that I've been wanting to read but been avoiding for a very long time, and I enjoyed both of them. Like I'm really happy, really happy that I got both of these off of my TBR. So maybe we'll do one of these videos again soon in the future. Let me know if you have any books that you've been avoiding and that you're scared to read, because I know that everyone has some of those books. Like there are books out there that everyone's a little bit afraid of, but you never know, it could be your next favorite book. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.